Hey, good afternoon, family. Good evening to some of you. Today, we wanted to focus on the first 30 days for new mobile home investors and what the most successful students of ours have focused on. There's a lot of moving pieces, and we just wanted to simplify this process for you guys.
Yeah, so we wanted to go into 5 different areas that our most successful students really hone in on. They really focus on in their first 30 days. And we think your first 30 days is so important because that's how, in that time frame, we really want you to build confidence, build momentum, learn how to build revenue in your business. And so it's super important to focusing on these things. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button. Give us a like if you're getting value from this video. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We post videos every single week. We want to make sure that you are up to date with all the new content we post.
And of course, this is going to be as interactive as possible. So we have some questions. And first and foremost, let's get into the first question.
Well, yes. And if you are in your first 90 days of mobile home investing, you're brand new, comment new below. We want to know who's new in here. We want to give you a shout out. It's a lot of new people. So we want to make sure to see who is new that's on the line.
Let's see who's in here. Tavius is in here.
What up,
what's up, man? Good evening, where you're at. We got Chris in here. Antonio. He's in the house. Selena is with us as
Selena,
well.
we just talked to you earlier.
Yeah,
welcome.
Here. Joseph is here. Susan, Coach Board is in here. Cue the Bulls intro music.
All
and
right.
now, Chanel. Good evening, everyone, and let us know if you're new. Selena's brand new.
Yes, we
Juana's new. Chris is new. Getting a lot of these coming in. Sheila's also new as well. Guys, we got a lot of good information for you here. The reason we wanted to do this is because we're getting a lot of new students coming in, and during our kickoff sessions, we're starting to hear some of the same things, time after time. And we just want to make sure that if you're a student of ours, if you're not a student of ours, you just know what you're supposed to be focused on the first 30 days so that you're most intentional with your time. And then you squeeze that gap as much as possible to close out on that first opportunity.
Yeah, because in your first 30 days, this is all new to you. I know in our first 30 days, we're like, what do we do now? Yeah. We know what we want to do, but we're just not sure exactly how to get there. So we want to make sure to clean this up for you guys, make sure that, especially if you're one of our students, you know exactly what to do and what we expect of you.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. We'll get into a few more comments. Antonio, I'm new. He's in San Antonio.
Welcome.
Sharisha's here. Ryan says, I'm not new, but I have paralysis analysis.
Okay.
He's out in Texas.
We will be talking about that as well. That is common. That's a common trait.
Joseph says he's got his call on Monday.
Awesome.
We'll get into a couple New York. Let's see. Javier is new.
Newbie.
I'm loving there's so many coming in. And then Stephanie, I love this one, purchasing our first 2 mobile homes this week. Congratulations.
Yes,
Congratulations on
very,
that.
Very
really
exciting. So again, if you're brand new, comment new below. If you have any challenges that you're facing in your mobile home business or things that you're struggling with to get started, comment below too. We're going to also come back and answer some questions in between each one of these points. Cool. So the first thing that our most successful students do, the ones that are closing deals in their first 30 days, the first thing they do is they have to learn the fundamentals. And we got to give ourselves grace and patience to learn the fundamentals. What we always preach is anytime we're looking to start something new or do something new, we do not want to recreate the wheel. Yeah. There is a recipe for success, and we want to follow that recipe as closely to the T as we can.
Yeah, we say this because just being new in this niche, there's so many different opportunities that come your way as you start to get more versed in mobile home investing. You're going to start to see, mobile home park opportunities come your way. Mobile home on land, single family home opportunities coming your way. And it's like, hey, that's all great. But if you try to focus on everything at the same time, you never get anything done. So our main thing is keeping the main thing. Mobile home investing, if this is truly what you want to do, if you've listed out your goal for the next 90 to 120 days, focus on one thing until successful, and then bring some other opportunities in to add to your portfolio. We see paralysis happens a lot when you're trying to focus on way too many things at once.
Yeah. And, it's kind of like, you're making you're following a recipe for making chocolate chip cookies. And then you're moving it, you got the dough going, and then all of a sudden, that red velvet cake looks good over there. Let me start doing that. And then the, lemon pie looks good. Let me start doing that. And you never really make a ton of progress. So we always say, follow the recipe until you can at least see the cookies forming. And then, you can always add in things there. But we see a lot of students get kind of lost and distracted when they're trying to learn too many things at once. And they don't really know what they're focused on.
Yeah. And even learning one program, like our program has a lot of information in there. We've got about 9.5, almost 10 hours worth of content in our modules. We always say, give yourself a deadline so that you don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. You can be looking at information for 1-2 months and haven't done anything outside of just reviewing more and more information. So always give yourself a deadline. For all of our students, we say 7 to 10 days. That gives you enough time to go through all the modules, go through all of your coursework, even go back through it once again if you have to. But we feel like you're going to learn very, 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 very much more information just by getting out in the field, putting boots to the ground, not being afraid to make some mistakes, and then bringing your questions back to your peers, to your coaches, so that we can keep you moving forward.
Yeah. So we want to get the basic fundamentals, the foundation of information, but we do not want to get stuck there. We definitely want to make sure that we're taking action and getting to what the next thing is, which is number 2, which is revenue generating activities. And this is something that was new to us when we first started business and started in real estate in general. We were kind of a little bit everywhere. We were focused on the logo. We were focused on making our stuff look pretty, the website. We need all of these things. And it really wasn't getting us closer to the bag. It wasn't getting us closer to closing deals. And so what we always tell our students is, we really need to focus on revenue generating activities as soon as possible. So for those of you guys that don't know what revenue generating activities, what are they, Jay?
Yeah, revenue generating activities is activity that can produce immediate income, immediate revenue into your business. So revenue generating activity that we love when we first started out is going out there, of course, talking to park managers, getting your name out there in different real estate investing groups, going out there driving for dollars, looking for opportunities, even going out there and networking with other real estate investors, even real estate agents. The name of the game is just you taking whatever time you have. Let's just say you have 10 hours per week. 80% of that time should be focused on revenue generating activity. So if you got 10 hours per week, that should be at least 8 hours of that week going to activities that's going to produce income in your business. You're still going to have those admin tasks. There's still going to be things that you must learn, but try to block out 20% of your time just for that. The name of the game is building momentum, building revenue as fast as possible in that first 30 days.
Absolutely. So revenue generating activities are things like marketing yourself, networking, inspecting properties, giving offers. Those are all things that we really want to focus the majority of our time on. But let's talk about what is not revenue generating activities.
Well, you touched on it before, looking at trademarks, slogans for your business, going around figuring out who has the cheapest T-shirt for your logo.
You remember when we first got started, we had spent 2 weeks.
That was on me. That was on me.
Getting T-shirts made.
Yeah.
And so we could have our website on the back, and we could have, that was our marketing. But in the reality of things, we spent a lot of money on those T-shirts, and it really didn't produce that the return that we were expecting.
Yeah, we even see a lot of students just really caught up on the licensing in their state. I think that's important when it's time to scale, but it could be a distraction. It could lead to more of that analysis paralysis. The name of the game is being consistent. The RGAs, it's not easy. That's why we really, really harp on making sure you have time blocks in your schedule, Monday through Sunday. It doesn't have to be done all in one day, but it must be consistent, and you must have patience with it, because it took us honestly about a little over 3 months to find our first deal, but we were just consistent with those RGAs each and every week.
Yeah. And so, it's the biggest thing is, we're spending time in our business. We want to make sure we're spending time doing the right things, which are going to actually grow the business, which in business, it's that bottom line first. We got to start seeing a profit. We got to start making money into the business. And then we can worry about the fancy stuff, the branding, the website, the logos, the T-shirts. But initially, we really, really want to focus on revenue generating activities. So hopefully you guys are getting this. please comment below any takeaways that you're getting from, just what we're saying so far. We're going to go into any of the comments that we have and any of the challenges or questions that are coming up. So you want to go into that?
I see. We got a couple people saying they've got some analysis paralysis.
Yes.
I see that. We understand it. We get that as well. What's your take on investing to provide rentals versus flipping to get immediate revenue generated? For all the students coming in, we always say, hey, flipping is great. That's one of the options we can do here with mobile home investing, but you really want to focus on the no money strategies, because chances are you've already taken some type of funds to pay for a course, pay for a book, pay for some type of program. So when you are doing those fix and flips, it's better if that revenue is coming from revenue that's been already generated through your business, leveraging your time, leveraging your knowledge versus leveraging your money. If you make some mistakes, at least your business can pay for it versus taking your hard-earned savings right off the top.
Yeah, and we do not rent our mobile homes. It's not a strategy that we use to create passive income. We actually use something called seller financing that we go into, but we do not want to be landlords. We are not focused on rentals. We are definitely focused on flipping properties as quickly as possible. And like Jay said, wholesaling and brokering those properties initially to really build that revenue and get some quick wins under your belt.
Sure.
So Justin said, what's up, Jay and Samir? I'd like to know what you guys do during your open houses when you're in the broker position.
That's a really great question. Whenever you're in the broker position, I'd like to get a little bit more information, but I'm guessing you're trying to figure out, how do you keep your buyer and your seller kind of like separated during these opportunities? So what we like to do is just be completely upfront and transparent with our seller as well as our buyer. Chances are, if you're brokering the opportunity, that seller already knows what you're doing. You already explained that you're providing a service to him or her. You also explain what your fee is going to be for that service. Then you're also going a little bit further and letting them know, like, hey, I'm going to have some individuals walking through this home. Most of that information and contact with those individuals are through me. Sometimes they might have some basic questions about the home that I can't answer. We might need you to step up in, but for the most part, we like to keep you guys separate. And any information in regards like payments, things like that, those are all coming through me. I usually make sure I get that understood, answer any questions if they have any type of hesitance before that happens. And by the time the individuals come through in the home, they, that seller already has that place in their house where they're going to go. Maybe it's outside right on the steps. Maybe it's just right in the living room, parked in the center. It doesn't matter what it is. We've already communicated. We've also communicated that to the buyers as well. So we're all on the same page.
Yeah, the big thing when you're brokering a property is being transparent, being upfront. As long as you are upfront, they know you're doing a service. They know you're helping them sell their property. So our open houses are we really only want to invite people that are pre-qualified, that are ready to go, that are very, very interested. So we're not showing the home to a whole bunch of people. And like Jay said, we keep everything, all the expectations up front. So hopefully that answers your question.
Just being completely transparent. The more transparent you are, the easier it is to build trust with the sellers as well as the buyer. So let's see what else we got. Patrick says, hey, y'all, signed up 2 days ago. I'm ready. What's going on, Patrick?
Welcome to the family.
Yes, welcome to TCA. We love it. Let's see. Chef says, hey, I'm new. Just found out about you guys. Really dope. Coach Gully in here, as always. Hey, guys, sorry I'm late. No worries.
You good, man. You
about
good.
That. Let's see. Do you have to get a broker's license to offer seller financing?
No, you do not have to get a broker's license to offer seller financing. Every state is different as far as has many deals as you can do and flip and buy and sell, but you're really going to become a lien holder when you're seller financing, so you do not need a broker's license to do that.
Perfect. We'll get into a couple more here. We are newbies, but have 2. We are hoping to get this Saturday. Congratulations on that. Since it's our first time, we're taking on 2 be a lot. Should we try to get 1 under our belt first? It's a really great question.
Depends. It really depends, on if you're fix and flipping these properties, how much repairs are needed. If so, are you wholesaling the properties? Can you sell them as is? There's a lot of questions that we would need to know before we can say 2 is a lot.
I will say if it's 2 fix and flip opportunities, that might be a lot for 2 newbies, to be honest with you, because you're talking about the deal. Now you're managing that deal. You're bringing in other individuals that are working on the home. And then there's a lot of learning, a lot of mistakes done through fix and flipping as well. So if it's no money strategies, we say, hey, the more the merrier. We had a student, Lee. I think he had 40 homes on his first
32,
deal.
I think.
Was it 32?
Yeah.
32 homes on his first
wholesale.
deal. Wholesale, though. So he wasn't fixing anything. So it was a lot easier. If you got 2 homes that you're doing a full fix and flip on, that's a lot of managing. It's a lot for a new investor.
And when we first started, we were doing fix and flips on the majority of our first properties. And it just depends on how much repairs. If it's very minor, deep cleaning and very minor cosmetic repairs, maybe. But if it's, you're redoing a whole property, then I would consider.
And it comes down to your expertise level and your comfortability as well. We'll get into one more, and then we'll phase it on back. What recommendations would you give for New Yorkers getting into this as far as the amount of mobiles available to purchase in New York?
Question.
Really great question. All of our, New York students, we always say, first of all, you got to be open to traveling. Look into the tri-state area. We're talking, like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut. Even I've heard upstate New York has more mobile homes than like, Manhattan. I don't think there's a mobile home park out in Manhattan or Brooklyn or any of the 5 boroughs. But just be open to traveling. And then if you're part of a network, don't be afraid to lock in with somebody that you trust, that you build trust with over time. And look for a boots on the ground. Look to do deals virtually. But there's a lot of opportunities out in Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut. You just got to be open to traveling.
Yeah, most of our New York students, they travel. They travel back and forth. And there's still, abundance of opportunity, but you just have to be open to kind of getting out of that New York metro area. There's just not going to be a lot of opportunities for you right there. So
perfect. And before we get into the next one, I just wanted to let you guys know when we talked about learning the fundamentals, just from the questions coming in, we don't want to skip over that. That's something that you shouldn't take lightly. The great thing about learning the fundamentals is you're actually learning a lot about the business. And then you're actually learning a lot about yourself as well. You're really trying to get to know, like, how much capacity do you have? What happens when you've got so much work and you're trying to handle work and life balance? Like, how do you do that? You also get comfortable with just being uncomfortable, asking questions and getting that ego out of the way and not being afraid to ask for help. So when we say it's a journey and trust in the process, it is just that. It was a lot of patience, and you discover so much about yourself. It's not just your business that grows, it's you that grows as well.
Yeah, and it's a lot of that personal development. I know we're going to go into that in a little bit, but that's so true. You have to be a student again. You have to be okay to starting from the bottom and working your way up. And sometimes there's some ego that goes with that. So definitely have to be okay with just learning about yourself, learning something new, starting something fresh, making mistakes. All of that is part of the process. So yeah, that's great.
Perfect.
So number 3 is
managing your time. Man, this is so important. There's so many new things going on. You're learning a bunch. You've got, activities that you're doing out in the field. Then you got leads coming in. Then you've got, networking opportunities. There's just so much going on. I think the biggest thing that helps all of us, when I say us, I'm talking about us and the TCA family, is just really stressing the point of protecting your time and managing your time. There's a book out there that I recommended a little while ago in one of our meetings. It's called Master Your Time, Master Your Life. I think the biggest struggle some of our students come to the table with, and even after they have signed up, that first 30 to 60 days is, man, I'm working with COVID going on. I've got kids, and now I have to be like a in-house tutor in a way. And then I'm trying to manage all of these revenue generating activities with my business. How do I do? And I really think it starts with just managing that time blocking your time.
Yeah. And the biggest thing here is we have to prioritize our activities, and what gets prioritized at the top gets done. Usually we like to say, hey, if you can manage to get things done early in the morning, great. If not, it's just a matter of, prioritizing the time, making sure you're time blocking. That's a big thing is, you only have so many hours in the day, and recognizing that and respecting that and putting your business as a block of time in that day and tracking where your time has been going. That's a huge thing. I think, especially getting started, you can feel like you're doing so much. I'm doing this, I'm driving here, I'm doing this. But where was your time really going? And that's a big piece of it. And that's what we really try to stress to our students is if you're not tracking your time, you have no idea what's really going on.
Yeah, what gets measured gets improved. I'll say it again. What gets measured gets improved. the reason that measuring is so important is because you can literally just look at your data versus just feeling so bad. Man, I didn't get out as much marketing material as I wanted to. I didn't learn as much. I didn't network with as many people as I wanted to. And it's really just based off of feelings. It's not based off of any data. Versus if you go ahead and go look at some data, like, man, I'm averaging about 5 conversations per week. That's equating to maybe 1 opportunity. Maybe if I double that and get to 10 conversations per week, maybe I can look at that and see if my data tweaks up to 2 opportunities. So it's really about mastering it, measuring it, and making small improvements along the way. It's not going to be perfect when you're first starting out, and just realizing that you also have to protect your time. That revenue generating activity time is so important that it is going to have to take some sacrifice. And whether you wake up early, before your job, if you're currently still working, or stay up a little bit later, or sacrificing some time on the weekend, even telling some people no, family members, friends, like, hey, right now my business comes first. You might think I'm crazy because I'm talking about mobile homes. You might think it's trailer trash, but from the knowledge I have, I know there's an opportunity that's right here. I just have to make sure that I'm putting me and my business first at all times and protecting it. It's okay to say no.
Yeah. And then you're going to have to get used to saying no more and more often, even to some, what we tell our students is, not every opportunity, even as a mobile home, is a good opportunity. Sometimes you have to say no. You have to protect your time so that you can block out and really be intentional with the time that you have. But in that, giving yourself some time to recharge, because I know we got into the big, we're going to hustle, we're going to grind, we're going to grind and grind until we can't grind anymore. And you can burn yourself out very quickly.
It is a grind. It is a grind. You must embrace the grind. There is a lot of work. I know we bring on a lot of students, a lot of coaches. We're showing you guys just the tip of the iceberg. What we're not showing is what the day in the life looks like. All of us, even our students, we're putting in that hard work behind the scenes. So we don't want to hype this up like there's no work involved. There is plenty of grind involved. But what we like to do is make sure that we're giving ourselves a recharge moment. I think when we got started, we got so used to grinding. If I wasn't working from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., I would literally feel bad about myself. Like, I used to think the harder that you work, the more opportunities would come your way. But it wasn't until we started to work smarter and leverage other people's time and bring some, and not being afraid to ask for help and create processes and systems. That's when we started to be able to create some leverage, create some space, and just giving ourselves one day out of the week just to recharge. Really look at everything that you did over the past week, and then set the intention for how you're going to operate the next week by reflecting on that data. Yeah.
So giving yourself time to not only plan but reflect, that's a big piece of it. That's work in itself. And without that time, you're just kind of going in circles. You can kind of find yourself just continuing to push forward, and maybe you're not doing the right activities. Maybe you're not seeing the results because you haven't taken that step back and say, okay, what was I doing? What needs to change going forward? And that's a big part of managing your time, so that this week, okay, this hasn't been working for me. Maybe what do I need to tweak and change? So working smarter, not always harder. That first 30 days, though, is going to be a grind, y'all. Just know it is going to be a grind. But just thinking about ways, how can I improve? How can I be smarter? And knowing that that's work in itself. So
and it's all, again, just a journey and a process. You want to make sure you're always giving yourself grace with this, because it's not going to be easy, but if your why is strong, it'll be worth it. And this goes right into number 4 for us, which is practicing success habits. I believe that not just us, but our most successful students, they actually practice success habits. And it starts with each day just generating the proper energy. And what we mean by that is, you might have a bad day the day before. You might have talked to a seller that didn't really accept your offer. Maybe you ran into maybe 3 or 4 back-to-back mobile home park managers that were not investor friendly, but you can't bring that energy into the next day. So what we mean by generating the energy is having some type of routine. Some people call it your power hour, where you're waking up, whether it's getting your workout in, praying, talking, connecting with the right people, doing something that's going to really, get your juices flowing and set the intention as far as energy wise for the day.
Yeah, it's so important, because if we're not going into the day with the right energy or the right intention and feeling good, your results show that, and the way that you operate in your day shows that. What you attract to yourself shows that. So important to set your mindset in the right place and generate the right energy. One thing that I do see a lot of students, new students, they can do, especially seeing, all the success stories on the channel, being in the group.
And the group is crazy.
The group is crazy. Yeah, you're seeing deals pop up every day. Is, comparing themselves. And we've always preached this too. Your journey is your journey. It's not anybody else's journey. It may look different. It's going to look different, actually. And if just because somebody got an amazing deal in their first 30 days or their first 2 weeks doesn't mean that you're going to do that. We want you to do that. But when you compare yourself and you get down on yourself because it doesn't happen, that's the problem. It's more so using that as inspiration that, hey, if they did it, I know I can do it. It might not happen as quickly. It might happen faster, but we know it's possible, instead of comparing, I got to do what they did. And that can really, really steal a lot of your motivation and inspiration to do the business.
And your joy. So really, like, when you're seeing other people, your peers being successful, be a cheerleader, figure out, what did they do that you're not doing, and just implement what they are doing, in your business. It's that simple. And like you mentioned, just using that as inspiration to go further. And we can't forget about investing in yourself daily, whether it's time, money, energy, taking the necessary time to continue to invest. Sometimes there's, things within your business you need to learn and gain that takes taking some money or some time to learn those things to get better. It's all about self-improvement each and every day. When you self-improve, chances are your business starts to improve as well. But it all starts with you.
And improving means setting goals, right? Setting really smart goals where you're shooting for a target, you're working towards those targets, you're adjusting along the way. Goals are so important. If you're not setting goals, it's part of the success habits, the very, very basic ones. We want to make sure that we're always shooting higher. We're reaching even higher goals than we can imagine, so that we're running towards something and we're really excited about it. And we know what we're trying to hit. If you don't have a target, it's really hard to know where your energy should be going.
One of our mentors, Dr. Will, always said, what's your big audacious goal for every quarter? Really, really put in that big goal. Maybe it's 10 mobile homes that you want to do, 10 wholesale deals for that quarter, whatever it is. You want to set that big audacious goal. You want it to be specific. You want it to be measurable, attainable, realistic as well. You're really going to start to know yourself and understand what you're capable of. You have to set a deadline on that goal. If you don't have a deadline on the goal, it's just a dream. Those deadlines make those goals become real.
Expect that you're gonna complete the goal.
Expect greatness.
Expect greatness. Expect that this is gonna happen for you. I'm setting this goal. I'm gonna do it, because if you go into it with that mindset, you'll be surprised at how much you can accomplish.
And that becomes a lot easier when you're going week over week. You're actually tracking what you're doing. You know that you're putting the work in. You're just building up this confidence that eventually my time is gonna come. Usually, if you're not putting that work in, you're not tracking what you're doing, you're being led by your own emotions, and you're unaware of that. That's when it's it's not so easy to expect greatness, because you're not putting in the work behind the scenes. So let's get into a couple more.
And we want to hear your goals too. So whatever your number one goal is for the next 30 days, especially all those people that said they're new and they're new to this business, what is your number one goal for the next 30 days? We just want to comment below. We'll bring those on and hold you accountable to it. Because when you speak it out loud, when you type it in there, you'll be surprised by just putting it out there what can happen.
Let's get into a few of these. Comment below, guys, if you're getting some value out of this. Go ahead and smash that like button as well. Let's go ahead and get into some of these questions. With your first, do you tell the seller that is your first deal, or do you fake it till you make it? Oh, that's a really great question.
That is a great
Let's
question.
tell them exactly what we did.
We
just going to be completely honest with you. We didn't necessarily fake it, but we used our team, our network's experience to our advantage. Our mentor at the time told us, hey, even though you guys are brand new, don't tell them that, because chances are that they're going to walk away, because nobody really wants to work with a newbie. But if you're part of a network, you're part of a team, leverage all the time they have, because you're going to be leveraging their time, their resources anyway. So leverage that team that you have and let them know, like, hey, we are seasoned and we're here to serve you and give you what you need. So I hope that provides
you don't want to come in and say, this is my first deal, because that could definitely be red flags for the client. It shows a lot of inexperience, but you don't have to lie either. So fake it till you make it, and you leverage other people around you for sure.
Got a question here. How different is your course from John Fadro's course? Dang, Javier, you're going right to it, man. Cutting to the chase. No, I'm joking, man. I think the biggest thing that makes us different is that we have coaches in our program. Our coaches have gone through our program. They've seen success. All of our coaches have done at least 10 transactions in the past year, and they are very hungry, not just to lead their families to greatness, but to lead everyone in our community to greatness as well.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of support that you're going to get in this program is amazing. I know all of the new accelerator students coming in are like, oh my gosh, I feel like there's no way I can't succeed with all of you guys in my corner. I know if I have questions, I can get them answered. I know I have accountability. I have people in my corner that are really supporting me and rooting for me. So I know by no means, I mean, I'm not saying John Fadro's course is not, good. I just know that the support and the community that we have is amazing. So that's really what sets us apart.
We have the group. We have multiple calls through the week that you guys can get on. And even if that's not enough, we give you one-on-one opportunities with our coaches as well. So I hope that answered your question. Got somebody else. What's up? Signed up last night. Woo! Out driving for dollars now.
Let's go. Let's go. Not wasting any time. Oh, man.
The legendary Kim is in here. Hello, Jay and Samara, loving this family and the business. I love it.
Yes, it's really a family. Kim just posted she got another host. I don't know how many deals Kim has done. She's got another one under contract right before this call. So congratulations, Kim.
Absolutely.
Great work out there.
Bring you back on. Somebody says New York needs capsule cities.
Possibly.
First off, thank you for what you all are doing. What's the level of importance to come across as a legitimate businessman or woman to the park managers and owner versus a person coming up on a new hustle? Really great question. You want to take this one?
Yeah. So you want to make sure that, first of all, you're bringing value to the park managers. It's really about, letting them know like, hey, I'm here to help you instead of I'm in it for my own business or I have something that I'm trying to get out of this conversation with you. It's more so, hey, this is what I do. I serve other people, other buyers. I have a lot of people interested in staying in this community, but I'm trying to help you increase the value of the community and bring these qualified buyers into your park. So how can you serve them is really what you want to lead with.
And coming prepared, making sure, you're dressed in the park, putting on some type of nice, business casual outfit, making sure you're coming prepared with your business cards as much as possible. And even doing research on the market, understanding the data around you so that you can present that data to them and they actually explain, why it's in their best interest to partner with you. So also want to give a shout out to Samira. I see you sweating in here. AC just went kaput. AC is done for the day. AC decided we're not going to work. We're in here sweating. It's about 90 degrees in here.
Woo,
and she's still coming and delivering these gems. So salute to you, girl. I love it. Got something else. Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker is another good book regarding self-management.
Okay, thanks for the gem.
Yeah. Let's see. Thanks for answering my questions earlier. As a broker, I actually worked hard at gaining the seller's trust to say that they are leaving me the keys and I will handle the buyers by myself this weekend.
Great.
That's the one thing I love about brokering deals, because if you gain the right amount of trust, especially if the home is vacant, they'll let you put a lockbox on the door. They'll trust you enough to bring your buyers through. You don't even have to work around their schedule.
Exactly. And when you build that trust, it makes it so much easier for you to show the property, for you to do whatever you need to do. So great job building that trust. Keep doing that and keep being transparent with the seller. That's how you're going to build even more trust with them.
We'll get into a few more. I'm really broke. Can I start with $0? Seriously. I want to say one thing. Be very careful of the stories that you're telling yourself. If you're believing that you're broke, you're actually believing that, you're saying that I am broke, you're becoming that mindset. Just say, hey, it's the challenge for me right now to get the money. Right now, I have $0 in my pocket, but the challenge is I have to get my skill sets up so I can start to leverage my mind and my time to get these deals done. So I would say start with changing the story that you're telling yourself. And yes, absolutely, you can do deals with $0. We do them all day and night. Basically with wholesaling and, like we just mentioned, with brokering deals, you're not using any of your money.
Yeah, and you're financially challenged. You're not broke. Broke is the mindset. We are just challenged financially right now, and it's just a moment. And we're just having a moment. Yep. And even Tavius, I like his leverage other people's money if you have none. Yep. That's a great way to get started as well. Other people have money, and they need people like you to do the work. So
Absolutely.
you can leverage your time. If you don't have a lot of money, maybe you have a lot of time, and that can bring a lot of value to someone that has money. So
let's see if we can get into a couple more here. He says, y'all ain't lying. When you finally get out into the field, opportunities will start popping up. So it's important to know what your goals and objectives are.
Yes.
So important. We got off Michael. I'm gonna put you on the spot, man. We did a kickstart meeting with Michael recently, and you know, we always ask all of our students, you know, where are you at? You know, what are your goals? You know, where are you at with the modules? Where are you at in the field? We really need to know. And then Michael starts telling us about this park opportunity and this buyer, they're looking for a park, and then this opportunity on land. It's like, whoa, let's bring it back to center, because now again, we're focusing on so many different things and we're getting nowhere. There's no revenue being generated. It's like, let's keep that main thing the main thing. Let's just focus on this one right here. And then once this becomes a success, then we can start to diversify and add more opportunities to the table.
What is the fastest lane to the bag? That's what we're really trying to do. How can we get there the fastest? What is the blueprint and the process that we have? And let's just follow the recipe. Follow the recipe. It's not, you don't have to recreate it. You don't have to invent something brand new. If somebody's already seen success, if there's other people getting success, follow the recipe.
Absolutely.
That's
we'll get into a few more. New to the game. What should I do next? Do what you're doing now. Brother is taking some notes, locking in. There's a bunch of free opportunities, free trainings on this channel. You know, literally lock into those as much as possible. Learn as much as you go. Let's see. First wholesale deal, Vince Hall. That's the goal.
Number one goal.
I'm loving that. At least 8 purchases by the end of the year. That's incredible. I believe you can do that. Somebody saying great info. Driving for dollars now on module 2. Great information.
Great job, Priscilla.
I love it. I want to help 20 people get into Trailer Cash Academy, change lives.
All right, talk to Tavius.
Yeah.
He's trying to change
Latasha
your life.
Says, first purchase and first wholesale deal in 30 days.
Let's go.
I gotta say this too. I think we can 10x these goals. You'll be surprised at how fast you obtain this knowledge. The knowledge, it's not that hard. You dedicate 7 to 10 days. It's really the challenge is getting out in the field, you know, getting out of that comfort zone, being able to go and talk to people that you don't even know, right?
Exactly. And, you know, once you get going and when, you know, it just clicks. I mean, can't compare everybody to Kim, but man, Kim, who we had on last week, I think she's on deal number 4 or 5 in her first 30 days. So it's possible. It's not impossible. It's definitely possible to do 1 or 2 deals, if not 4 or 5 deals, if you really get it and you run with it and you know exactly how to just be a go-getter and do what you need to do. So
Chris says, I want 10 deals by the end
I like
of
that
the year.
goal. Let's go.
Complete 2 wholesale mobile home deals. I think that's definitely possible.
Great. Yes.
Anyone in the Seattle, Washington market or area, and we definitely have some students out there. Definitely lock in with us. Let's get into one more. Got my first owner finance set up. Oh man, congratulations.
I love it. Yes. Very, very exciting. That first deal feels so good.
Yes.
So great work for that. So we're going to jump into our last area of focus, number 5, which is seeking counsel and engaging with others. And this is so important. Our most successful students are doing this. They're not out there trying to figure it out on their own. You know, a course and a blueprint can only take you so far. Yes, it's going to give you the fundamental information, but you're going to run into challenges. You're going to run into things that you haven't seen before, that wasn't listed in the checklist that you have. And so you need to be able to be connected with other people and other mentors that can help you get past those challenges.
Yeah, surrounding yourself around other peers, other go-getters, other coaches, other mentors. I think that is the crucial step. You have to be able to ask questions, and going to Google, going to YouTube, going back to the modules, that's not realistic. And in crunch time, when it's really time to get that deal done, you need that thing locked up in 24 hours. You need the fastest advice possible. So usually that's done through any type of network that you're associated with, where everybody's kind of focused on that main thing, which is mobile home investing in parks. Locking in again with your coaches, and then being coachable, where you get some students in where they're just not coachable and they're getting in their own way. You got to be open to receiving new information and just going out there and applying what you just learned.
Yeah. And the big thing is you have to engage consistently. If we don't know where you're at and then all of a sudden you pop up, we're just not sure what's going on. But if you're consistent throughout that, we're seeing your face, you're asking a ton of questions, we know where your journey's at, so much easier to help you and guide you through those challenges. And one thing that I do want to mention, because this is something that we struggled with in the very beginning, is, you know, make sure whoever that you're following and whoever that your mentor is, that you're vetting them out. I cannot stress that enough. I know when we first got started, we, we're so green, we're so eager. We wanted that deal so bad that we lost $30,000 like that.
30 grand.
30
gone.
stacks.
Money was
Cash.
Gone. He was gone. Hope was gone.
Hope was gone. And so make sure whoever you're working with, they have results. You know that they're doing this. They've done
Social
this.
proof.
They've got some sort of proof. That's huge, because you don't want to just trust anybody and everybody, especially when it comes to you putting your own money and time into deals. And, you want to make sure they've done at least 10 deals. If they've done at least 10 deals, they should know the process. They can really guide you. But you don't want to also listen to just anybody and everybody out there that maybe has never even completed a deal, but they're willing to give you advice. So just be very careful and vet anybody that you work with.
And if they start getting mad at any questions that you ask during your vetting process, that is a red flag. Run away fast, because we didn't do that. Like Samira mentioned, we lost a lot of money and a lot of time by doing that. So we just want to protect you as much as possible. So that's it, guys. These are the things that our most successful students are focused on in their first 30 days. Hell, their first 90 days for that matter.
Right. We're still focused on a lot of these things, to be honest.
Exactly.
These are the habits that you want to build to continue to improve, to continue to grow your business and grow yourself. Because like you said earlier, it's all about not only improving your business, but you're going to grow in the process as well, and not underestimating that that's a process in itself. So
we'll get into a few more comments here. Like I said, we want to keep it as interactive as possible. Let's see, Coach Boyd. TCA is the shiznit. I'm gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it. It's the shiznit. Thanks, Brandon.
Sheila says, I want to learn the process, get to know what resources and tools are available to help me be a success. Absolutely. We got a ton of resources in our program. I think, again, I can't say it enough. It's really just the people, being able to lock into other people's experiences and being open to receiving that information. Big Fred says, I'm a truck driver. Will this work for me?
Absolutely. We have truck drivers in the program. It's still about managing your time, prioritizing your time. I know you're gone on the road a lot, but you're just going to have to make sure that you either have some boots on the ground that can help you out, or you're just managing your time very well. So when you are back in town, you can set your appointments and you can really get those revenue generating activities done.
I see here. I would love to get a home, be a home more. How can I get started? Man, they're in the right place. We always leave a application link below this video. Our team to get you situated. I know I butchered that one. It's really hard to read these sometimes. They're coming in so small. Let's see. What properties, what age of the properties do you guys typically focus on?
Great question.
Really great question. Our bread and butter are post-HUD homes, usually built in the 80s all the way up to the 90s. Early 2000s, we come across those as well. But the 80s, 90s are our bread and butter deals for us.
We usually don't focus on the brand new homes built, anything after 2013. Right now, we kind of stay away from those. But for the most part, anything, 80s, 90s, early 2000s is great.
I love it. I see. Kim says the goal is to be a female coach, TLC, by January 2021.
Let's go, Kim. We already see you, girl. We already see you.
Yeah, you're on our radar for sure. Absolutely. I think you're going to be a blessing to a lot of new people starting off with us. Let's see here. Where do we begin? Exactly. Just commenting below, letting us know that you're ready. Our team can see that. They'll shoot you a email, get you started, or you can just go ahead and apply at the link below this video. That's usually the quickest way.
Yeah, we're going to leave a link below the video. You can watch our free webinar. That way you guys can make sure you understand the concepts and then apply to join. We want to welcome you into the family. Lots of cool people that you can connect with. If you're serious about this, you need a mentor, you need a blueprint, and we can help you with that.
I see. Somebody says, I want to be like Kim when I grow up.
Many of us do. Many of us do. Kim is killing the game, man. Kim is rocking it.
Let's see what else we got coming here. Y'all are a blessing. I look up to y'all. Thank you for everything y'all do.
Absolutely.
Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to serve you. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, we hope you guys got value. If you did, of course, give us that big thumbs up and comment what your takeaways are from this video. What did you take away? What is something that you're going to actually apply into your life, into your business? We want to hear that, you're gaining something from this content. So we appreciate you guys for sticking with us. Thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.